Today I'm ranking every single map in Roblox Rivals. I've played them all, I've clutched on them, I've raged on them, and I've even gotten lost in a few of them. Bad rooms. So I made the ultimate tier list from the best maps in the game to the maps that should have never seen the light of day. Also, I'm doing a giveaway for 70,000 subscribers. I'm giving away a legendary key bundle and a skin case 3. If you want to enter the giveaway, just like, subscribe, comment your Roblox username and which one of the two you want, and watch to the end of the video. I'm not holding back. Some of your favorites might get cooked, but hey, that's what the comments are for. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's get into the only Rivals map tier list you'll ever need. Let's start with the worst of the worst. These are the maps that feel like a punishment for clicking play. This is F tier. Coming in at the bottom of the list, we have Shooting Range. This is not a very fun map at all. I think the Shooting Range, personally, is like, it should stay in the lobby. This should not be a playable map, in my opinion. I know a lot of people like to play this on free-for-all and team deathmatch, and it's just not even fun for even those game modes. It's just way too big, and it's just not an enjoyable experience at all, especially when, like, you get sniped by an auto-shoot sniper. It's pretty annoying. I mean, I don't really know what to say about this map. It's just not fun to play on at all. I mean, if you enjoy it, then there's probably something not right with your opinions, but there's definitely a lot better maps out there. This just feels like a crime to play an actual game on. Like, this is supposed to be for shooting targets. This isn't supposed to be for shooting people. But yeah, I think there's definitely better maps out there. This map is just kind of a disappointment in my opinion. It's not fun. It's very weird. It's a very open map, and I'm not a big fan of open maps personally. I like more close range based maps. This is just not a good experience in my opinion. Maybe it's because I'm unskilled with the sniper, but next up we have Onyx. This map looks like it was made during someone's lunch break, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I think it was honestly just threw together pretty fast. Now, the old Onyx was a lot worse than the new Onyx. In fact, the old Onyx would have been placed below the Shooting Range, but the new Onyx is definitely a lot better, but I still don't think it's that great of a map. I mean, there's just a ring going around in like a little central part here. It's definitely more playable than it was before, because before there was like, oh my god, I'm on fire. Before it was like, there were like those giant like beams everywhere, and it was just not fun. But I mean, I like the look of this map, but I don't think it plays all that well necessarily. There's not very much of a sense of direction. I want to see what this thing is over here. Is that an egg? What is that? I don't know what that is. I know this isn't part of the hatch, but maybe it was supposed to be, and that's what that's there for. I have no idea, but yeah, I don't think I've ever had a good experience on Onyx. It's just not the best map in the game, to be quite honest. Like, there's worse maps out there. Yeah, I think that's an egg. I don't know what that is. This has gone off topic a little bit, but I have no idea what that is. These maps had potential somewhere deep down, but something just didn't quite click. These are the D tier maps. Now, first up in the D tier, we have Backrooms. I don't think Backrooms is a very fun map at all. I mean, it's fine sometimes, but it's a little confusing to play on, and there's not much of a sense of direction when it comes to this map. I mean, it's fine, but it's not great. I don't go out of my way to vote for this map, basically. I know sometimes you're kind of like forced to play on it for like free-for-all or team deathmatch, like in the arcade servers, but I would never find myself playing on this in a 1v1. And then people always just abuse like close range weapons like flamethrower and shotgun and RPG and grenade launcher and flare gun, and it's really annoying at that point when you have to play against people like that. It's almost a little too enclosed. Like I said, I like open maps. Like I said that I hate open maps earlier, sorry, but I think this is like too enclosed. I think there's like a sweet spot in the middle, and this map kind of just doesn't hit that. And it's like the entire map looks the same. It's hard to understand the layout of this, really. It's like I don't know where I'm going and I don't know what I'm doing. It's just you're kind of walking around trying to find the enemy when you don't really know where they're at. That's how this map works. Backrooms is a good meme, but I just don't like it as a map. Next up, we have Graveyard. I think Graveyard, again, kind of like Onyx, it's a really good looking map, but it doesn't really play all that well. Like, I like when the moon turns red when it's sudden death. That's very cool. But as like an actual like 1v1 map, it's not that great. I mean, it's okay for like free-for-all, but it's just not fun to play on. And I guess, like, again, there's not too much of a sense of direction. Like, you can spawn like over here or like over there in that area, and it's not really clear where like the fights are supposed to be happening. Like, I don't know if I don't know if you're supposed to be fighting people in here or like right here around the well. Like I said, there's not a very good sense of direction in this map, but I do really like the look of it. I know there's a map like in Arsenal that's kind of like this. I forgot what that map was called, but it's pretty cool. I just think there's better options out there, and there's not much of a use in playing on this map necessarily. Oh yeah, and then you have like little pathways back here that's kind of like separate from like the actual main areas of the map. I don't know, it's just a weird map to play on. These are your average mid-tier maps. They don't ruin your day, but you're not excited to see them either. These are the C-tier maps. Coming up first in the C tier, we have Bridge. This map isn't really all that bad, but I mean, it's not the best map in the world. I feel like this map specifically, how I was like talking about earlier, how like some maps are too open and some are too like enclosed. This one doesn't feel like it's necessarily enclosed or like too open. It's like weird. It's very much a high ground map. If you stay like down on the road like right here, you're going to end up dying. So a lot of people, they like to jump up here and shoot to the other side, or like jump on top of the bus here, and that's fine and all. It's a little tricky to like defend yourself on this map, in my opinion. And then this is another map kind of similar to Backrooms, where they abuse a lot of close range guns like flamethrower or shotgun. I find a lot of players using those guns on this map, and it's hard to use long range guns on this map. Like the sniper, it's really difficult to use it on this map. So if you want to use like long range guns, it's a little more difficult on here, which is kind of sad. I don't know. I think there's better options than Bridge, especially if you want a close range experience, but yeah. Next up on the C tier, we have Splash. Splash, I feel like, is a very good map in terms of like looks. I love the look of this map. I like how colorful it is. It's a very fun, silly map. And I think this one kind of plays like Onyx in a way. It has a very similar layout to Onyx. There's like one ring going around the center here. So it does kind of have that Onyx feel to it in terms of like gameplay, but with a more bright and cheerful vibe to it. Now this map, it's a lot better than Onyx in my opinion, because there's a lot more like, I feel like this map's more playable than Onyx. It's more open than Onyx, and of course you have like little fun things like the bounce pad here that makes it just silly and goofy and amazing. And then you have like a bunch of funny moments with the water right here. I think you can splash on the water like this. Kind of like how you splash on the lava in Onyx, except the water doesn't kill you here. Which brings me to my next point actually. A lot of the funny moments where you can like freeze somebody and they sink in the water, it just adds that extra level of depth that Onyx doesn't have. And that's one of the reasons why I like this map, because it's so silly and unique. But that, and in the end of the day, I think there's still better maps out there, which is why it's the middle of the road, aka C tier. Next up, we have Crossroads. This is coming in at the top of the C tier. I think Crossroads, it's too open of a map in my opinion. A lot of people like to abuse sniper on here and like their auto shoot and stuff like that. And it's hard to use close range guns on this map like flamethrower or shotgun. I think in order for a map to be super good, you have to be able to use whatever gun you want on the map and be fine. Now, Crossroads is like a nice map in terms of looks, because I've been playing Roblox for a really, really long time, and this map reminds me of the 2012 to 2014 days, so that's nice and all. But this map, I feel like there's too many hiding spots, and like there's too many campers, and there's too many people sniping, and it's just not my kind of map personally. I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy it, but it's just not necessarily my thing, which is why I'm placing it in the C tier. Keep in mind, a lot of my rankings here are based on my opinions, so if that makes you mad, then please type in the comments, because that's free engagement. Just putting it out there. I know a lot of people like to hide behind the signs here, but I'm not a big fan of this map at all. The trampolines are fun, but other than that, nah. Now we're talking. These are decent maps, maybe not top tier, but they get the job done. This is the B tier. Yeah, coming in at the bottom of the B tier, we have Battleground. I like Battleground. I feel like it's basically Arena, or not Arena, sorry. It's basically Crossroads, but better, which is why I placed it slightly above Crossroads. Like I said, how Crossroads is like a little too open. This map is open, but it's got the ability to have close range combat. Like up here on top of this little walkway, you can use shotgun or flamethrower. But if you want to sit back and snipe, you can do that too. Now this map is, it's extremely ugly, but it plays really nicely in my opinion. I just think there's still some better options out there compared to Battleground. I don't really have a crazy amount of stuff to say about this map. It's good for what it is. There's plenty of cover, which is nice. And of course, you can like come down here and hide or flank the other side or whatever you want to do. Overall, it's not that bad of a map. It's not the best in the world, but I guess that's why it's at the bottom of the B tier. Next up, we have construction. I like this map a lot. I think it's very creative. I like how there's a crate just dangling from a crane in the center. It's very silly. In terms of like vibes, this map is really, really nice. I just feel like there's some things that make this map a little less enjoyable than some of the other maps. And if it weren't for these things, then like this map would easily be like high A tier or even low S tier. But like a lot of players, they like to like hide behind these areas right here, and it makes the game drag on longer than it should be. And there's a lot of camping areas in this map that just make the game a little more insufferable. I know a lot of people like to like sit and camp on the crane, and I find that pretty annoying too, and it's usually always like a mobile player like sniping, so they have that like aimbot that built-in aimbot. And then there's places down here that just make like the gunfights kind of confusing, and then of course some people can fall off the map, and that's not fun either. I do like these explodey barrels. I think that makes it fun sometimes when you can kill somebody through that, but overall I think this is a fun map. I just think it has a couple problems that make it a little worse than some of the other options on the list. Now we're getting into greatness. These maps are consistently fun and well designed, and they just hit different. Maybe they're not S tier exactly, but these are the A tier maps. Coming in at the bottom of the A tier, we have Playground. I like Playground a lot. I think it's a very good map, and it's very, very underrated in my opinion. Once this map came out, I was like, yes, this map is awesome. Still, I'd still rather vote for a couple other maps over this one, but I still think this is pretty fun. When I get to play on this map, I don't really have any complaints, and I'm kind of excited to play on it when I do. Of course, the looks of this map are really nice. It has a very outdoorsy type feel, and I like that a lot. It's also pretty fun with all these like bouncy tires. I think that adds a little extra layer of playability. Then of course we have these shipping containers here that some people like to hide in, which that's not fun most of the time. Actually, I take that back. It is pretty fun because when people hide in here, you can kill them super easily. So if you're playing on this map, if you want to win, don't hide in these because it's easy to kill you once you're in there. And it's not too open, but it's not too enclosed either. I feel like it kind of gets close to that sweet spot between open and closed in a map. But yeah, I like this map a lot. It's very fun. It's very cool. Next up, we have Docks. I think this map is definitely a lot better after the revamp that they did to this. I think it's like it's a more fun map now than it used to be. But like the thing about Docks that I like is that you can play on Docks in like whatever game mode you want to play this on, because this works on like free for all or 1v1s. It works on pretty much any game mode you wanna play Docks on. And of course, it has the explodey barrels too, which is also pretty fun. There are some like hiding spots in this map that I don't like, so some people can like just sit and camp out in these buildings, which isn't very fun. But once you're out here, it's quite nice. You can use shotgun or sniper or assault rifle or whatever you want to use on this map, and you'll still be just fine. I like to use minigun on this map personally, just because the minigun is the best gun in the entire game, and it's amazing, and you should definitely use the minigun. Actually don't, because it's my gun. That's my shtick. And I like the look of this map too. It's pretty colorful. It's almost pastel in a way, and I kind of like that. And it is a very cool looking map, especially with the crates over there. But yeah, Docks is pretty cool. And finally, we have the GOATs. These are the maps that carry the game on its shoulders. These are the best maps in the entire game. These are the S tier maps. Coming in at the bottom of the S tier, we have Arena. Arena is super cool. I feel like Arena is definitely overplayed in my opinion. I think people vote for this map too much. It's not the best map in the game, but it's pretty close. And it's very much a high ground based map. Whoever can make it up here first is usually the person that wins the round, and that's kind of annoying. But at the same time, you can pretty much use any weapon you want on this map and be fine. Like you can snipe from back here, or you can just rush to the other side and use like flamethrower. Just whatever you want to do on this map, it works. And I guess that's the one thing that I do like about Arena. It's a very ugly map. I don't like the look of this map at all. It's just white walls with a bunch of pluses on it. Not my kind of thing, but in terms of a playability aspect, I do have to say it is pretty nice. Coming in at the top of the S tier, we have Station. I think Station's a very fun map. It has pretty much everything you need in a map. Like with Arena, you can use any gun you want on this and be fine. You can use close range guns or long range guns and be fine. It's also like the best looking map in the game by far. I like the trees and the mountains, and the lighting in this map is pretty cool too. Like the sunset is nice. Some people do like to camp in these buildings, but I honestly find people don't really do it that much in this map. And it's not like the inside of these buildings are like super like tight and enclosed. enclosed. You have plenty of like boxes and barrels and things for cover, but if you want to play like open, then you can stand on these buildings or this train right here. And I think this is just overall a very fun map to play on, which is why I'm putting it at the top of the S tier. Comment your map tier list down below and subscribe for more Rivals videos just like this.